Thanks for coming by for some Bible thumping. I'm going to take a look at the second chapter of Genesis and just go through it and tell you what I think about it. In the first chapter, God created the heavens and the earth. Got through the 6 days of creation. It's the history of where the earth came from. In the second chapter, he talks about taking a break on the seventh day, and then he goes back to the sixth day and talks about creating man and woman, and gets down to marriage and some other things that are critically important to culture, society, keeping things from going wackadoodle like they have in America these days. Chapter 2, verse 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were completed in all their vast array. On the seventh day, God had finished the work he had been doing. So on the seventh day, he rested from all his work. Then God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it he rested from all the work of creating that he had done. Seventh day, took a break, God did. And that's where the whole idea of the Sabbath came from. Everybody needs a day off, some time to rest. God did too. Adam and Eve, and he's going to go back to day 6 and talk about Adam and Eve. This is the account of the heavens and the earth when they were created, when the Lord God made the earth and the heavens. Now, no shrub had yet appeared on the earth, and no plant had yet sprung up. For the Lord God had not sent rain on the earth, and there was no one to work the ground. But streams came up from the earth and watered the whole surface of the ground. Then the Lord God formed a man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being. Now the Lord God had planted a garden in the east in Eden, and there he put the man he had formed. The Lord God made all kinds of trees grow out of the ground, trees that were pleasing to the eye and good for food. In the middle of the garden were the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. A river watering the garden flowed from Eden. From there it was separated into 4 headwaters. The name of the first is Pishon. It winds through the entire land of Havilah, where there is gold. The gold of that land is good. Aromatic resin and onyx are also there. The name of the second river is Gihon. It winds through the entire land of Cush. The name of the third river is the Tigris. It runs along the east side of the Ashur. And the fourth river is the Euphrates. The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. Man always is supposed to be working, okay? Still is. And the Lord God commanded the man, you are free to eat from any tree in the garden, okay? But you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for when you eat from it, you will certainly die. Told him, don't eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, it'll kill you, okay? The Lord God said, it's not good for the man to be alone. I'll make a helper suitable for him. Now the Lord God had formed out of the ground all the wild animals, all the birds of the sky. He brought them to the man to see what he would name them. Whatever the man called each living creature, that was its name. Put him in charge of all the creatures of the world. We're supposed to run that part of the world, and all of the world, actually. We're in charge of the whole thing. So the man gave names to all the livestock, the birds in the sky, and all the wild animals. But for Adam, no suitable helper was found. So the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep, and while he was sleeping, he took one of the man's ribs and then closed up the place with flesh. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib he had taken out of the man, and he brought her to the man. The man said, this is important, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man. He's a woman. This is a woman. This is a wonderful thing, okay? She came from man. Now, then in verse 24, he institutes marriage and the nuclear family. This is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh. Leave, the old King James word cleave, that means to be put together so completely that to take you apart wrecks each part. Why do you think the world's a mess? We wreck marriages all the time with divorce, which is not the idea. One man, one woman, together as one flesh for life. That's what's supposed to happen. One flesh refers to the sexual union, okay? So one man, one woman, together exclusively for each other, and they become a nuclear family. Adam and his wife were both naked, and they felt no shame. When you're with your wife, you should not. When the wife is with her husband, she should not. That's where the family came from. That's the origin of it. And we should always go back to that as the standard. Bless your heart. That is my Bible thumping from Genesis chapter 2. Have a great day.